Hello, everyone. Welcome to official Beachathon sprints. This is for the Readathon that is hosted by Sarah to my left. Both Brooklyn and I are the co-captains of the Dolphin team, but crabs are very much welcome as well. And if you aren't participating in Beachathon, don't worry. Just tell us what you're reading, what you're going to be doing, if you're going to be productive, whatever the case is. I am actually going to be reading Lore Olympus Volume 4. Yes. Just came in
last night.
Did you? This is perfect timing.
Good.
What should I be prepared for? Like emotionally? Should I love it as much as the others?
Yeah, love it as much as the others. A bit emotional, but like so good. I just want all of them. Like I know I can read them online, but like I just want them physically to see. Yeah, I just like to read them physically.
Yeah, I like them physical too. Yeah, like I want to own them. Maybe once they get a little bit less expensive and everything too, and yeah, so expensive. But yeah, so they just came in. I have like other reads, but as soon as this one came in and I was next, I was like, well, any other plans I had tonight was not going to be anything else. So I'm going to be definitely reading this, and then I probably will obviously get done before the sprints are over. But yeah, so I want to welcome Sarah and Brooklyn. Sarah Y, Brooklyn reads. If anyone isn't subscribed to them, please go ahead and go subscribe. I don't know if in the description I've added your links yet, but if I haven't, I'll make sure to do that so everyone can just refresh. But firstly, Sarah, what are you going to be reading today?
I am reading Get a Life, Chloe Brown. The first book in the Brown Sisters series by Talia Hibbert. I'm not very far and I'm like 20 pages or something in. But it's really good so far and I think I'm going to like it. I was just on watching Brittany Sprints and she said she really liked it. So hopefully it's good.
That's awesome. Yeah. Is that the first in the series?
Yeah.
Was that what you said? Okay. I need to try that series. I still haven't like read any of them myself. But Brooklyn, how are you? I didn't get to talk to you in backstage, so I hope you're doing well. And then also, what are you reading?
I'm good. I'm reading. I'm going to start, unfortunately, Yours, because yesterday I finished Secretly Yours, which is like the first book to this, and I really, really liked it. So I'm gonna jump straight into this one. And yeah, I've got this as an arc, but it's already out, so I really need to read it and review it. But I just like know I'm gonna really like it because Tessa Bailey is so good, and I always love all of her books. So yeah, it's just gonna be like a really fun one, and it hits like a lot of Beachathon prompts. So I'm happy with it.
We love to see it. Yeah, if anyone is interested in joining Beachathon, be sure to go over to Sarah Y's channel. You can do the announcement and also join the Discord, and all the prompts and everything are there. But it's super easy and low key, which we certainly love. Yeah, I love that we're all kind of doing like different series. We're at different parts of series that are all like kind of romantic in nature. That is very funny. So hello, Laura. Laura's Bookish Life. I never knew this existed before, but it sounds fun. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you mean the Beachathon. This is the first year that Sarah's hosting. Hopefully many years to come. Yeah, definitely join the Discord. Everyone's been like kind of hyping it up and having a lot of fun there. Hello, Tina. Thank you for welcoming us, crabs. Yes, of course. All sea creatures welcome. Definitely. Oh my goodness. It wouldn't be the same without you all. Hello, Neva. Hi. How are you? What you reading? Hey, Jessica. How are you? Yes, everybody's here. All the regulars. I love it. I think it probably is too late to join, but I'm reading the new Darcy. What do I have a lisp all of a sudden? The new Darcy Coates called "Where He Can't Find You." It's her new YA book. That's actually really interesting. She says it comes out in November. I tried Darcy Coates, but what I think most people know her is like, is it like thrillers and suspense or like creepy books? So I tried her like spooky, supernatural, cozy mystery series, and everyone was surprised to know that she writes cozy mysteries as well. So I feel really weird that was my first experience with her. I hope you're enjoying it. Let's see here. Yes. Hello, Ro. How are you? Welcome. Zach's here too. I'm reading Shady Hollow by Juno Black. It's a cozy murder mystery with forest creatures. I think I know exactly what this cover is too. I think it is like a very cozy kind of woodland creatures cover. And I think there are a couple in the series so far. I've been meaning to read that. I love that book. Well, it's Laura approved. That is awesome. I really have been meaning to read that too. And then Zach says that he's really enjoying it. Awesome. Tina is reading Outlander still. Honestly, you'll be reading that for a while, I believe. So I knew this. Your goal has been to read 100 pages a day. Yeah, that is really cool. And that is some high goals in my opinion because, oh my goodness, that is a lot. But you probably would be getting through it quite quickly. To read it in a week. I completed my goal for today, but I want to read like 50 more pages. Yeah, because then actually tomorrow, if you don't really feel like reading as many, you only have to read 50 more, or you can just be ahead of schedule. So on page 773, oh my gosh, of 850. So you're so close to the end already, like in the grand scheme of things. I'm hoping to have 20 pages left so I can finish it tomorrow. Oh, yeah. I'm the person who convinced me to read at sprints. Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's so nice because then you can like have a genuine reaction to that person who's obviously like already loves it too. Yeah, that's such a good idea. Camilla's here. Hello. She says hello to all of us. I love it. More people are saying hello in the comments to each other. Always welcoming. Yes. So Darcy Coates writes cozy mysteries. They're like supernatural. The main character. I was weird and I like started on book 3, but it's like the twisted ones. What is it? Let me see here. Darcy Coates cozy mystery. Yeah, it's like the Twisted Dead, the Ravenous Dead. So the Twisted Dead was what I read. That's the 3rd book in the series. And the main character has like this foggy memory, but she can see like ghosts as she's trying to solve crimes. And yeah, it's just, it kind of is funny that I was like, oh, I know her as a cozy mystery writer and everyone else doesn't. Yeah. Hey, Tina, and chat. Yes, hello, Camilla. I am reading It's Not Summer Without You by Jenny Han. Oh my gosh. That's got to be, is that in the, what is it? The Summer I Turned Pretty. Is that in that series? Is it the 2nd book?
Yeah.
Or, okay. Yeah. And then the 2nd one. Okay. I was going to say, so Laura had asked what the series is called. Yeah, it's like, I can't remember what the 1st book is called, but when I first Googled it, it was Twisted Dead. Ravenous Dead was book 2. But yeah, it's like pretty cool, creepy covers. But I kind of love it when like cozy mysteries go a bit supernatural. So hello, how are you, Carissa? Welcome. Carissa does she's kind of newer to booktube in regards to creating her own content, but she's been posting videos, she's been doing sprints herself, so everyone should go check out her own content. And yeah, if you're big on sprints, I assume you are since you're here, definitely go subscribe to her so you can do sprints on her channel too. Hello, Storm Reads. Hello. I know you from oftentimes we are in Nicole's chat together, if I remember correctly. Hi, not part of your readathon, but might check it out and see if anything I am reading fits. Listening to A Botanist Guide to Flowers and Fatality. I love that title. I think I know. I think I've seen that cover. I think it's like a gorgeous cover. Is it a part of a series? Let us know, Storm, because I feel like it is. And I'm wondering if it's also like YA, but it might not be. Yeah, very impressive. I agree with Camilla. That's one of those intimidating, chunky reads that because everyone kind of loves it, because it's become this TV series that everyone loves too. I've been meaning to read it, but I just find it so intimidating.
And because there's like so many books as well, and they're all big.
Mm-hmm. They're all big. And I don't want to start the TV show until I've read at least like the 1st book to get the gist. And then I'm, so it's stopping me from watching the show as well. Oh my gosh, the struggle. Neva is reading Happy Place. Oh my gosh. I need to finish it by Friday, but also everyone at work is trying to celebrate my 7 years of clean time. Yes, I love it. We fully support it. We are celebrating here too. I will say, Neva, I didn't like Happy Place. I will be very interested to know your thoughts. Have either of you read Happy Place?
No.
Yeah, I actually I recorded a video because I'm giving it 1 star and I want to find other people on the internet who agreed with me. So I like outlined all my thoughts. I ranted a lot. And now I just need to like edit and record it. But it's one of those scary things to do because it's such a well-loved author and it was my first experience with her. So I don't know if it's just that.
I
Maybe
feel like a lot of people have not enjoyed that one, and like people will enjoy her other ones and just not that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, what specifically about it was like not good? Was it just problematic or?
Yeah, so and then I won't be giving any type of huge spoilers, so no worries to Neve who's currently reading it or anyone who's interested. But for me, I just felt so the main character, her name's Harriet. I felt like a lot of the relationships she had, whether it was the romantic one, family, which it was kind of covered more seriously, but in friends were just so unhealthy. Like there was a lot of manipulation that went on that if that happened to me or to someone I knew, I'd be like, you should never speak to these people again. They should not be in your life. They are extremely unhealthy. Like we're in our 30s and they're doing things that were just horrific. But if anyone wants to see me really lay it out, go check out my video once I edit and post it. But like I tried to be coherent so that I wasn't too crazy. But yeah, with that said, yeah.
I thought, like, I've heard people who love and hate it. Like, I think it was Rachel Catherine, if you guys know her. She loved that book and said she related so much to Harriet. I think it was her. I can't remember. But I've seen good reviews. But then, like, the people in, like, our community, our spot of BookTube haven't liked it, but, like, other people I've watched have loved it. So I think it's like,
Yeah, I mean, one of my coworkers, she read it first and she's like, "Oh, I loved it. It was great." And like there are certain tropes, like it's got the fake dating, it's got forced proximity. Those are 2 tropes that I love. And then I was trying out, this was my first time trying out second chance romance, and like I didn't have a problem with that. Like I feel like I'd want to try another second chance romance. And I did like Harriet. I felt so badly for her most of the time. Because like one of her big character traits that isn't a spoiler, you know it from like page 1, she's just a huge people pleaser. She wants to please everyone. She hates conflict, all these things. But unfortunately, a lot of people, in my opinion, kind of prey on that. Like they know that she's like that. And so I just felt badly. I was like, Harriet needs a better everything. I was like, she needs a better lover. She needs better friends. I was like, this is all just horrible. Like I was like, this is the saddest book I've read all year. So anyway, we'll see what everyone else thinks about it. I promise this will not turn into reading sprints all about Happy Place. I promise. Hello, how are you, Lauren? I'm reading, oh my gosh, The Salt Grows Heavy, a Dark Little Mermaid retelling. I gave that book 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. So Lauren, let me know. You're actually more of the horror expert, so I would totally respect your opinion on what you think about it. But yes, we all say congratulations to Neva. That is lovely. I'm so happy. You definitely deserve to celebrate. Carissa's reading Cemetery Boys. Cool. That's on my list to read eventually. I really want to try that. I think most people really like that one. It's the second. Oh my gosh, I didn't. Oh, okay. Sorry, we're jumping. So I didn't realize for Camilla, it's the second book in the series. Yeah, for the Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm trying to read something different. Oh, for sure, especially because Camilla's been reading a lot of like classic mysteries, a lot of Agatha Christie, and all of that. So I totally understand you'd want to switch pace a little bit. Laura just joined the Dolphin team. Woohoo! Welcome. Oh my gosh, not late at all. Totally fine. We still have most of the month of July, so don't.
And you can log every book you've read in July. Like you can just do them all right now. Every book you read in July counts, even if you joined the last day of the Readathon.
That is such a good point. Yeah. So like you didn't realize this, Laura, but for the past 11 days, you've been participating. So before you even knew it, you were on our team. Yes, Camilla is representing the crabs. We definitely support that too. I think it's pretty equal, at least in the comments, from what I can tell. Better than nothing yet. But no, again, totally can include anything that you are like reading this month. Definitely check out the series by Darcy Coates. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think I'd be interested in actually what Tina thinks, speaking of, because she's our pretty much resident cozy mystery reader. And so I don't think it's actually cozy mystery approved unless Tina says it's great. So maybe ask her first, because I definitely would, like, if I thought it was lovely and Tina was like, nah, it's not my thing, I'd be like, okay, I must have been wrong. Like, I would happily believe that. So yeah, Tina's congratulating Neva as well. Indeed, it is amazing.
Yeah, and with Darcy Coates, I never knew she wrote cozy mystery because I know she writes like thriller, horror, whatever. Because
Yeah.
Rye from Rye's Reading Corner loves her, so I like knew those and I was interested in those, but I might have to check out her cozy mysteries.
Yeah, well, because you know what, and I ended up getting accepted on like NetGalley for an e-arc, and I didn't even really look at the premise, and I didn't realize, I just recognized the name being like, this is an author everyone talks about, but I couldn't remember, like, I was like, oh, it must be that people love her for cozy mysteries. That surprises me. Okay. And then so obviously I was a bit backwards in like how I started off with her, but I do want to try her thrillers too. And I think recently she was doing like a tour in America, like different places. So people were meeting her in person with Poison Pen Press. So yeah, I think she's obviously just really like well loved by everyone. So Laura says Happy Place is not as popular. That's what I'm kind of getting the gist of, especially, well, because the thing is I know all the other books by her, like what Book Lovers, Beach Read, People We Meet on Vacation. Like, I'm aware of all of those. A lot of people love them. I've been meaning to try them, but it's just that Happy Place, because it just came out, I was like, oh, I might as well read this first. So I won't say this is the only chance I'll ever give her, just because I know so many other people love the other books. But it's just kind of like, oh my gosh, this was not a good start. Oh well. And it could be the case that she's just not for me. I know that, like, for instance, Brittany from Brittany Loves Reading, she's not super impressed by Emily Henry. Like, she just keeps giving her 3 stars, saying it's fine, it's a good read, but it's not like amazing for her. So because I usually lean kind of towards Brittany's way. Like, we just rate things similarly. We've got similar tastes. So this just might not be an author for me. Yeah, I don't normally read big books. At first, I felt like I was flying through it, but it started to get really heavy. So it's taking me more time. I'd like physically heavy or like emotionally heavy, probably all the above. Yes, it's book 2 in Historical Mystery Series by Kate Kavari. Okay, that's what I thought. It does have a pretty cover. Yeah, I was gonna say it's like kind of like framed, like lovely with blooming flowers and everything. So far, I'm enjoying it. Oh, okay. We'll see what happens. I love Emily Henry as an author. Okay, this will be interesting because Neva, having really enjoyed Emily Henry's other books, I will very much be interested to see what you think about this one as like a rating system. Like, if you think if Neva ends up thinking, say, it's like she still thinks it's fine, but maybe just not her best work, then that gives me hope for me, like my kind of reading expectation. Looking forward to the Happy Place video. Yeah. Stay tuned, Zach. I swear I also tried to be as like, reasonable as possible without like ranting or anything. But it is like, we'll see as I cut it down because it was much longer than I meant to be. It's so dense, and I feel like there's a lot of foreshadowing. Also, there's also a lot of trauma and some graphic content, which I didn't expect at all. Yeah, I mean, I know the premise of Outlander, but yeah, I wasn't really sure where it would be in regards to like violence, other things going on in it. So that's good to know going into it. So yes, definitely, Laura, you can 100% log everything you've already read. Yeah, go ahead, do it later tonight. Or if you want, you can even just like wait until the end of the month and log everything. I know some people are doing that. I tried to update all of mine. I think I'm good. I was worried that I might have like I didn't do one because I thought I'd already done it, and I didn't want to accidentally do it twice. So if I end up being one book short, it's not the end of the world. Fortunately, these readathons, it's not a war. We're all going to be friends at the end.
Do you know what the name of the book was? Because I can check and see if it's there.
Oh, that'd be perfect. Yeah, it's Bluettes by Maggie Nelson. It was the second book I read, and I couldn't be sure because I like logged a bunch right at because I think now I've somehow miraculously read 6 books this month already.
Yeah, it's there.
We're good?
It's there twice. So
maybe I did do it twice?
I'm assuming one of them is you.
Oh,
it's one's you and one's Nicole.
Oh my gosh. I wonder what Nicole ended up giving it because I haven't talked to her about it.
I don't know, but there's 2 there, so I assume one of them was you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna feel bad because I was talking about it in my first vlog. that I did over the weekend. And then she was like, oh, it sounded interesting. So I bought it, and I was like, oh, okay, good. And then I finished it, and it was fine. It was very interesting, but I gave it 3 stars, and I was like, oh no, I had someone buy a book that, like, I hope she loves it and finds it, worth it. But I'm always nervous about that. But anyway, so I feel like I get more reading done when there are monthly readathons. Oh yeah, it can be like a huge motivator, especially if that's your kind of mindset, like kind of gamifying things.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
this
I had no
readathon's
clue.
simple.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
like it's not
Simple.
complicated. Like I know some readathons are like really confusing. Like I'm
Mhm.
interested in them, like the amazing readathon that Bree from Four Paws in a Book is hosting next month. But I'm also a little bit confused on that one, but I'm excited. But this
Yeah.
readathon, Beachathon is very simple.
Yeah, because it's always one of the things, especially when you're like throwing in like the idea of punishments or teams like trying to battle each other. I think there was
Yeah.
one. What
And
was it?
then
It was
like
like
that one has like money. You have to keep track of how much money you have, and I'm
mhm.
like kind of confusing.
Yeah, to be honest, I feel like I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna log the books that I happen to read, and if it helps my team, great. If it doesn't, well, I'm sorry. This is what I'm reading. That's why also I ended up choosing the red team because they had like the
Yeah,
least
I'm
number
on
of
red team.
people. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Yeah, because I was like, you know what? At least I won't be surrounded by like a million people. It's just like low key. These people just needed bodies on their team, so I'm helping by physically being there.
But it's
So
like there's someone I know on every team like that I'm friends with, and I'm like, which
yeah.
team do I pick? So I went with
Yeah.
red because I don't know. I just decided I wanted to support. Well, I haven't really been on. Crystal hasn't really done as much from Modern Book
Mhm.
Movies, so her. And then Becca, Bree's
Yes.
sister.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so she said she's a new booktuber. I want to support her team.
Yeah, yeah, and also, yeah, I didn't know them very well, and yeah, I kind of wanted to choose one that didn't already have one of our friends like repping it hard. So I'm like, this is gonna be, I'm Switzerland. I don't know anything, so it's fine. Yeah, so I had no clue she wrote cozies. So I'm assuming we're still talking about maybe Darcy Coates, but apparently The Haunting of Hill House is like typical cozy horror. See, that's what I think is so funny is that people say that about the Haunting of Hill House in regards to like cozy horror, like campy horror. And I don't know, I kind of viewed it as closer to almost like gothic, but more modern. I really enjoyed it, and I have been meaning to read more by Shirley Jackson, right? That's who wrote that. I think so. We're gonna go with it. I'm pretty confident because I have her other book. It's called like Living Among the Savages, and but it's like comedic, and I think it's a memoir about her raising her kids. And it's supposed to just be really funny, even though she's known for horror and other things. So I want to try that and just see her voice and how it changes. Because apparently she was like a riot. Like her and her husband, they just hosted parties all the time, and they were just like having this really fun, wild life while she was writing like dark horror, which, yeah. So anyway, I really liked Book Lovers by her. Okay, see, that's the thing. People were saying that, if anything, like Book Lovers is probably the people's favorites. Have either of you read anything by Emily Henry?
I've read Book Lovers, which is I loved it,
Mhm.
but it's interesting that you've heard people love it because some of the people I've seen, it's
Mhm.
well, not including Happy Place, but out of the other ones, it's their least favorite. I'm like, but I loved it. Everyone that I see loves Beach Read, so that's the one
Mhm.
I want to read the most.
Okay. Mhm.
I've read that one too. I really like both of them.
Mhm.
And I've read People We Met on Vacation. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, yeah. It's different in Australia though, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
like
it's like
Yeah.
you and me on vacation or something.
Oh, I don't know. I'll have a
yeah.
look.
I'm pretty sure because
Yeah.
Nicole, she had like bought all of,
Mhm.
I think she bought all
Yeah,
of that,
it's
and she was
different.
showing the title, and I was like, why did
Yeah.
they change it so slightly
I
in
know.
Australia? Yeah. Like usually it's some reason, like maybe a book of a similar title was being published around the same time. That happened with, what was it, the Evelyn Hardcastle and the Evelyn Hugo
Yeah.
books. That's
Yeah.
why, at least in the US, one of them 7.5 deaths rather
Yeah.
Yeah,
than
I was getting so
7.
confused in the
Same.
beginning of my booktube. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is the difference between these two books? I never could remember which one was which.
Yeah, it's just some weird publishing
Yeah,
kind of
because
thing.
they
It's
were
like,
both
okay.
so popular at the same time, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't
Yeah.
that crazy that they both, and it's like EH, Evelyn H, Evelyn
Mhm.
H, and they're both 7. Like these 2 authors were like connected somehow mentally, and they didn't. I like that'd be so interesting. I wonder what their thoughts are, like these 2 authors about that crazy scenario. So Tina says, if you say I have to read it, then I'll add it to my TBR. Yeah, just like let me know your thoughts. I thought it was kind of fun, but I'm not super like savvy on supernatural cozy mysteries. Like it's kind of that, it's an interesting subgenre within an already existing subgenre of mystery. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, Tina. She also has a few YA fantasy books. Okay, yeah. So I think we're still talking about Darcy Coates too. I love that we're all just like kind of talking about different authors. It's very fun. So Camilla's on Purple Team. I'm pretty sure Margaret, the word nerd, is also on the Purple Team. I think that was the team she was trying to rep. I didn't realize it was going to be so involved. I know it is a really involved readathon. I don't know if Brooklyn, if you've heard too much about it or if you are interested.
No, it sounds good though. Like it sounds like very big, so I might have to have a look.
Yeah, you should. It's so like Neva is one of the captains, as is Margaret from the word nerd. Brittany is also one of them. And yeah, like a lot of people are participating. The host is Bree from Four Paws in a book.
Yeah.
And just watch her announcement video and honestly choose which team. But what's kind of nice is when you go onto the Discord for the readathon, it's not probably super accurate, but you can kind of see how many people are on each team if that helps you kind of sway. Like that's like what Sarah and I kind of said. Like we chose red because it's kind of like not a lot of people were there versus the last time they checked, I think they were saying like half the people were on the blue team. So like obviously that's
I think that
a
was
lot.
the biggest. Yeah.
It was like 50 people are doing blue and everyone else is like 20 something. And it's like,
and like out of my friends, like Crystal's the only one that I haven't done like a readathon with, so I wanted to, like out of the co-hosts, so I wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, it should be fun. Most people are like that. I feel like we know are participating, and I'm just going to do it low key. If I understand the rules, then I'll play them as well as I can. If I don't, well, I did my best. So yeah. Hi, Allie. How are you? Good evening. What are you reading? We've got Camilla greeting everyone as well. I love it. Thank you so much. Carissa says, I don't know if I want to join that readathon because of the magical readathon. So that's happening in August as well. Isn't that so tough when multiple readathons are happening in 1 month? Like I think there's no month where only one readathon's happening anyway. But oh my goodness. Yeah, it is. It is crazy. I thought that Darcy Coates wrote The Haunting of Hill House because she has a bunch of books called The Haunting of Something House. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I was thinking, so Shirley Jackson is like the classic one. She might have had something kind of spinning off or, inspired by it that follows A Haunting House too. But yeah, so the classic one's Shirley Jackson. I am on Team Blue for the Amazing Readathon. Laura, see? Yes, blue. We've got purple. We've got blue. We've got red up here. Everybody's representing. Neva's in the comments. She's yellow, if I remember correctly. I am going to Italy, so it will keep me motivated to read. Oh my gosh. Yes, you told me that, Laura, actually. I should have, that should not surprise me. Yeah, I'm so jealous of you. Where are you going in Italy, by the way? Do you have like your itinerary? Are you going to be doing some backpacking? That sounds really fun. I am participating in the romance readathon next month. See, there's so many. It's based on Bridgerton.
I need to do all the readathons because they all sound good. Like magical readathon, romance readathon, like.
Yeah, I love it. I love she said that Bridgerton, it was like a team based. So does that mean like it's a different Bridgerton like sibling?
I like Bridgerton and I like team-based readathons, so I might
that actually sounds so fun. I love it. Storm, do you happen to know who's hosting that particular readathon so that if people are interested, we can kind of like check out their channel? I am reading The Noise by James Patterson and J.D. Barker. Nice. I'm always fascinated by like duo authors when people work together because you always wonder like how much did one person put into it? Like where were they doing one chapter after the other? I've seen that before where I think it was there was this like married couple, GDH and Margaret Cole. They're like golden age detective fiction, and they like would do, one person would read it and the other person would edit, but then they would just like say that they both wrote it. So half of the books were written by the wife, half the books written by the husband, but they like kind of were each other's editors. So it's always like, what's the negotiation process?
Yeah, because like when you make it so seamless, like I feel like people have different writing styles.
Yeah, like different voices for the character, all of that
Yeah.
jazz. So yeah, Shirley Jackson wrote The Haunting of Hill House. Yeah, I refuse to watch the TV show if that came of it because I think that would scare me way too much. Trying to decide what team to be on for the amazing readathon. Well, listen, you have every single color. Ali, I'm serious. Like, I'm pretty sure we've mentioned every single color in the comments. And also, let me know, because I don't think I've ever said your name aloud. So let me know if it's Ali or Ali, because I definitely don't want to be pronouncing anyone's name incorrectly. But I know there's like a million ways to spell Ali as well. So I don't want to get it wrong. So Laura says, Rome, Venice, and Florence for 10 days. That sounds amazing. Yeah, so I've never been to Venice, but I have been to Florence and Rome. And I've also been to Naples. If anyone's ever been to like the south of Italy, Naples is gorgeous. It's genuinely the most beautiful place I've ever been. But honestly, those three are great too. OMG, another readathon. I know. Oh my gosh. I think it's Crystal Bookish Life. Okay, thanks. Awesome. Yeah. So if anyone else is like, I mean, the three of us are reading romance tonight, pretty much. So yeah.
Yeah, and I follow Crystal. I didn't see that video. I'm gonna have to check in the first print.
Yeah, like check out
totally
see like
missed
the
that.
announcement. I hadn't read anything by J.D. Barker, so I had to look him up. Yeah, totally. That makes sense. I feel like I recognize that name from like I work at a library, so I feel like I've seen J.D. Barker's books on our shelves too. Saying it correctly. Okay, great. Thanks, Allie. Very glad. I would love to go to Australia. Me too. That'd be so cool. I'm sure
You
you
all
find
stay
it
with
very
me
boring.
while you're here.
We should just like all just bombard and like stay at your house. I would love it. Speaking of going places, yeah, seriously. The thing is at least for us over here, like in North America, Australia is so far away, which as you
Yeah.
know, when you came to the
And
US not long
also
ago.
on Nicole's channel on Sunday when we were talking about like poisonous spiders and snakes, I'm like, no, thank you. If anyone wants to meet me, they can come to Canada.
Yeah.
As long as you don't go like anywhere too far from like anything, then you'll be fine. Like it's
She was
okay.
Yeah.
talking about
But
like in her house, they'd have like
Staying in the city.
poison.
yeah, I guess, yeah, I don't really find that much in my house, but there is
Mhm.
always something. But my sister, she was driving to the snow not that long ago, and she actually hit a kangaroo, and it was, like, very scary because, like, if you hit one of them, they're gonna, like, damage your car or, like, come through your
Yeah.
windscreen. She was so lucky. She has, like, one of those big bull bars on the front of her
Mhm.
car, so it didn't, like, damage her or anything, but the poor kangaroo didn't make it.
Oh no, that's
But
so
yeah,
sad.
it was, like, very scary.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like how like where I am, we just have to be more wary of like deer just like running
Yeah.
around the world. But a kangaroo, oh my gosh, that
They
is
come at you with their feet as well. They're, like, full on
yeah. Mhm.
because she was, like, looking at it 'cause, her girlfriend was in the car, and she
Mhm.
was looking at it going, "Oh, it's a kangaroo. Look, it's a kangaroo." And they're like, "Oh, it's getting closer. It's getting closer." And then it just come for them.
No! That's so sad that you could kind of see it coming, but it's like there's
Yeah.
only so much that we can do,
Yeah.
in a vehicle. Like it's not like you're gonna swerve out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so sad. Speaking of, Nicole,
Hi.
hello. Yeah, good morning. We were just talking about you and Australia in general. Storm says Maggie's books and stuff. Oh, okay. I don't know if the characters are in Bridgerton, but I am on team Blue Stocking. Oh,
Okay.
very interesting. I love it. Oh my gosh, comments are coming in about kangaroos. I have heard that kangaroos are everywhere. Is that really a thing? Yes, Carissa, asking the serious questions. No.
Not really. I have like, I
Yeah.
never see them where I live, but I kinda live, like, near the beach, so it's kind of
Mhm.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. And then, yeah, Nicole says, "I'm here finally. Kangaroos are so suicidal. They come for you." Oh gosh, that's so funny. The characters are from Bridgerton, but inspired by character types. Okay. That's actually like the Rake and stuff. Unless there's like two different romance readathons happening at once, because we have Crystal, but then Storm was also mentioning Maggie's books and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if we had actually like multiple readathons happening at the same time. But either way, this was a lovely long chat. But now we're finally going to do a reading sprint. I promise everyone. But yeah, we all like definitely had so much to say, and I love it. So I have the timer up already, but let's make it a bit bigger. Did I click the right screen? Yes. Yay! Okay, so because it's Beachathon, I chose a beach background just to add to the fun. Yes, exactly. There was one that was more oceany, which I think would probably be leaning more dolphin, but you know what? Crabs can walk on land. We're being inclusive here today. So I did the one with the beach. If everyone's good, we'll see you all in 45 minutes. Happy reading! Someone's ringing. Anyways, hello everyone. Welcome back. Sorry about the weird gong sounds at the beginning of that. I keep forgetting that that's like, for some reason, like the automatic thing. It startles me every time. And I did see Brooklyn laughing when it first happened.
It was a bit funny.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it scared me. But welcome back, everybody. How did you all do? I ended up, now I'm at like this part right here. So I'm close to halfway, not fully halfway. And it's so sad how fast it goes by, because you know that it's going to be done too quickly. And then now we have to wait for book 5 to be published. And I don't know when it's going to be published, but whatever. Really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. We have to wait a few months.
Yeah.
And so actually just today at the library, one of my coworkers, she was like, I need to tell you that after I read the first 3 that we had, she said I read 6 years worth of material in 3 days. She's like, it made me like go on to Webtoons. And she's like, and I literally, now I'm up to date and everything. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so tempted. But anyway, so Sarah, how did you do on those sprints?
I read 26 pages and watched Maggie's announcement video and decided to join Team Hoyden. So that's the team I want. And it sounds really good. So I definitely recommend, if anyone is interested, go check out the video.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to have to, because now I'm very intrigued. And there are a few more comments that talk about it, but we'll get to them in a second. Brooklyn, how did you do?
I didn't read anything, but I started editing a video I'm going to upload later this week. So I was a little bit productive, and I had a shower and kind of got a bit more ready, because before I was kind of a mess. I stayed late last night reading Lore Olympus, so I was like struggling to wake up, so I just like rolled out of bed and got on here.
Yeah.
So now I'm a bit more presentable. Kind of look the same, but it's okay.
The thing I love about like StreamYard, it's like the lighting isn't always so great, so it's like people can't tell if your hair is not the greatest or if you need to take a shower. So I'm always like, it's fine. They don't notice. That's the thing. They can't smell me because this is all digital. Until they add that, where you can start like smelling people through screens, then I'll be in trouble. I promise that I have recently showered, though. We're all fine. Anyway, so Storm had mentioned, there's like 10 hosts. So it seems like it's a pretty huge production in regards to it. And then added, Maggie's book and stuff came up with the Readathon, but lots of co-hosts are there. And you said that you had watched Maggie's announcement video, Sarah.
Yeah, there's 5 different, they're people. The teams are like, you're a character. Your team is as a character. So there's 2 co-hosts per character.
Interesting. Maybe in the next print I'll have to like pause and like watch it, because it does sound really good. So Nicole says, where I live, they are everywhere. So I'm assuming like kangaroos. At dawn and dusk, it's the most dangerous time on the roads, and at night. I live out, I'm assuming, in the bush, so I see more of everything. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Crazy. I'm not sure how much I read, but what is the characters are talking about is so sad and disturbing and upsetting that I am nauseous. No, Tina. Oh my gosh. So this is for Outlander, for those who've just arrived. And Tina, you're so close to the end. So what does that mean? I guess we can assume it might end on, how sometimes there can be like exciting cliffhangers, like scary cliffhangers. I wonder if it's going to just be like a sad cliffhanger or something. Those are actually the worst, I think. Best of luck, Tina. Camilla read 45 pages. Oh my gosh. You are doing so good. I hope you're enjoying like kind of switching it up too, with like a different kind of genre, different tone. Laura finished her book. Yes. Yahoo! Go Dolphins.
Yes.
Now I'm putting all my books on the tracker. Yay! I think it was it might have been on Nicole's sprints when I was just like in the comments. I was looking at my shelves, and there's a book that actually in the title spells out beach, and I'm like, these are big points if I actually decide to read this one. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. So Allie read about 18 pages. Awesome. Scrolled through social media. Very nice for a few, and got ready for bed. Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, it's good to kind of like get things in order so you can just slip into bed, especially like usually during like the last sprint. I'll like brush my teeth and get everything ready and just be good to go. Tina says, I read books that triggered this much emotion in me before, but in the last year I haven't. I've only been reading cozies, so this is a lot. Yeah, honestly, I think that sometimes you almost like become more sensitive when you're away from that material. Whereas if you're reading like excessively sad or scary or other types of books that bring up these emotions, you like unintentionally become desensitized. Like you still acknowledge that it's sad or painful, but it's starkly different. Like I haven't like I can't watch horror movies anymore because I feel like it would scare the crap out of me. Or I feel like I cry more easily when I watch movies now because like I'm like it's just so real. Yeah, I can't remember the last time a book made me cry though. I gotta remember that. What was the last title? Do you guys remember the last book that made you cry?
Yeah, the last book that made me cry was Mockingjay, and I read that over a year ago.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I
That's
don't
so
know.
interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if a book truly
I
made me
never
cry
cry
this
at
year.
books.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like, "Oh, all these books made me bawl my eyes out," and I'm like, "How?"
Yeah, you're like,
I'm
I am made
emotionless.
of stone. Yeah, I know. I always feel bad. I'm like, I'm just not that type of person unless it really like. I think it's if it shocks me. Like if
Yeah.
you pick up a book and you know it's
Yeah.
gonna be sad,
And
whereas
then,
if
like,
you're like,
some
oh, it's
people
gonna be so
are
happy, and then it's like, no, half the people are
yeah,
dead
then
or
some people
something.
are like, "Well, they're just emotionless." It's like, "No, I cry all the time, just not at books."
Yeah. So Nicole says, I DNF'd the physical book I was reading last night. Oh no. And I picked up another audio, so I will be adding more points to the Dolphin team. What was the book that you ended up DNFing? Also, apparently you ended up reading Bluettes. Nicole, what did you think of it? I have some thoughts about it, but you and I can talk at a different time, just so we don't spoil anyone who's thinking about it. Oh, hello, Celeste. Welcome. I joined up in the last 4 minutes, but I'm here. Yes, you are. Yahoo! What are you reading? We will get into another sprint probably a bit quickly because we had a really slow start and we were just really chatty last time. 94% into A Botanist Guide to Flowers and Fatality. So still listening, LOL. I know you're so close. Oh my gosh, don't worry if you have to mute us. That's totally fine. Yeah, you're so close to the end. Jessica reached 19% in Fourth Wing. What are your thoughts? Like, obviously, that's a really popular title at the moment, and we've seen people from like all different camps, people who absolutely adore it and others who don't really think it necessarily makes sense for the hype, and then others who maybe just weren't that interested in the story. I haven't read it.
Got
Mhm.
accepted for the audiobook. It I was like 1,000th in line, and then all of a sudden I just got it added to my library. So I was like, hell yes, I don't have to wait long at all. But
Oh
I'm not
my
like ready
gosh.
to read it right now. And all the
Mhm.
negative reviews, I just like feel like I would feel the same. So I'm
Yeah.
not
Mhm.
sure about it. But it sounds like something I would like. So I don't know.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
other
and you kind of get like it kind of gets in your head sometimes if you read too many reviews, even if it's vague, even if it's not specific, where it would spoil you knowing what's going to happen. If there's too many negative reviews, I think you enter the book critical and like expecting to find these things that you want to tear apart, or
yeah.
vice versa. If they're all glowing, you're also like on guard. So it's
Yeah,
just,
and you just notice it more as well, like things that
Mhm.
you would never pick up on, you just like are
Yeah.
aware of. So
Yeah, that you might have been like fine, not really thought about, but suddenly now you're gonna fixate and it's
yeah.
yeah. So anyway, Jessica, what are your thoughts so far on that note? So Nicole says, I have been doing up some prep work for the craft channel and Patreon. Very nice. Always trying to get ahead. I love it. Or keep up. I don't really know. I feel like you're the type of person who'd be like getting ahead, but we all have those weeks where we can't do it. Laura just gave Dolphins 8 books.
Awesome.
Yay! Yes, thank you so much. That's exciting. I know the last time we did sprints, Sarah had told us that like the Dolphins were at least lower than the Crabs in regards to how many books we'd allocated. Like she didn't mention points or anything. Um, You don't have to tell us now, Sarah. We'll leave it a mystery. But it looks like Laura has like helped us a lot, so thank you. Nicole says I'm doing quilt math and it is driving me crazy. LOL. It's starting to hurt my brain. Bahaha. Yeah, I was gonna say it could be like you trying to like match things up and then like keeping a number of your stitches, I'm sure, is confusing. I don't know any of that. I literally am useless. I can't create anything. Like if I was out in the world, I wouldn't be able to like make myself anything. I just no. Zach says I got to chapter 17, about 65% in Shady Hollow. Oh my gosh, you are over halfway. I hope you're liking it still. I hope it's intriguing. I do want to read that. Like the idea of like a cozy mystery, but with like woodland forest creatures. That just sounds awesome. And also, I don't know, like it sounds perfect for summer or leading into fall, depending on when it's set. I could see that being like a very fun fall read too. Storm signed up for Team Crabs. You know what? We totally respect it. No worries, as it had one less than Dolphins. Oh, I love that. Okay, so now we're like even. Thanks, Storm. That's great. So yeah, perfect. Since all books count, figured why not? Exactly. You just catch up, boom, totally fine. And that's what kind of adds to the easiness of it. And thanks to Sarah over here, like it's really straightforward in regards to the point systems. All the graphics are in the Discord. It's made it really, really easy for me too. Allie, pretty much everything makes me cry. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I think it's like with movies specifically, it's just so much more visceral because I don't watch movies very often. And if I do, I rewatch stuff. So I'm just like, these people. And anyway, Camilla says the last two books that made me cry were The Night of Many Endings by Melissa Payne and Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I haven't read a Colleen Hoover book before, but I don't know if I've ever really heard of these books making people cry. So that one must be like a really powerful one. Have either of you read that one, Reminders of Him?
Yeah, it is quite sad.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Interesting. That's crazy because I always hear about the crazy ones like Verity and stuff. So it's just anyway.
I feel like a lot of hers, they do deal with like really sad topics, and sometimes the way it's like dealt with, it doesn't make you upset. But like a lot of the times when I was younger reading them, I would cry at them because they were like, oh my gosh, this is a lot for one person to deal with.
And then also like just the timing of like depending on when you read a book, I would be like, you know what? If this was a different time, I probably wouldn't cry, but my life is crazy at the moment, so I'm going to cry, or vice versa. So it's always kind of interesting to think about that. Allie says, I may not be here for the next chatty bit. It's 10 p.m. here and I have to work in the morning. Totally fine, Allie. Thanks so much for being here. If you have to like leave even during these chats or later, we hope you sleep well and good luck with work tomorrow. It's not fun, but we're almost halfway through the week. At least if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, I'm assuming you are since it's like 10 o'clock for me too. Nicole Dust. Oh, Dust. I read Dust, but I meant to read Burnt. It's fine. Burnt, a memoir of fighting fire by Claire Frank. That's the one you DNF'd? That's like the book club book for your Discord this month. Is that what it is? Oh no. Oh my gosh. You have to like dish the tea. What happened? So Celeste, I just finished Electric Idol by Katie Robert, and I think I'm about to start The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I'm in the mood for a thriller now. Yeah, that's really interesting. Is Electric Idol part of her like Neon God series? Sarah's nodding. Okay, cool. I just could not get into it at all. Oh my gosh, it sounded really fascinating. But that's kind of good to know. And Bluettes.
Yeah, and I did notice that it was a different book by her. It wasn't two Bluettes. It was something read something. So there's yours and somebody else read something by the same author. I just saw the author and was like, just assume, but I shouldn't, because I knew that you had got Nicole interested in the book. So I just assumed you had both read it.
Oh my gosh. But that means someone else read. Yeah, like
it was like read. I can check again. It's like read something.
Yeah, I knew that the author, she basically like Bluette's about the color blue, but also stuff about her life predominantly. And then she came out with a second book that surrounds around the color red. So that's really interesting that someone in this readathon.
Red Parts is what they put.
What'd you say?
Red Parts is the name of the book.
Red Parts. That's really interesting.
Right. So that's why I just.
I wonder who it was. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, cool. Still on the way. Great. I'm enjoying it, but definitely feeling the pressure to Fourth Wing. I stopped reading any thoughts or reviews, a good idea on it, so I can just make my own decisions. Smart. Yeah, we fully support that. Looking forward to reading it. Yeah, Nicole, I'm really interested to see your thoughts, and like kind of you can even explain some things to me because it's written in vignettes and it's really vague at times, which is totally adding to her lyrical style. So I would like to have someone to kind of collaborate with, at least in regards to us like pretending that we're having a book club about it. No, I am only just keeping up this month. Yeah, okay, that makes me feel better because aren't we all? Camilla says, "Welcome to the crab team." Yeah, that's very fun that we're all like very supportive of being like let's equally be on these teams, just have fun. Reminders of him is the reason I don't read Colleen Hoover anymore because I don't want someone to provoke that much emotion in me. Oh my gosh. Wow. I see Brooklyn is nodding her head. She's
too much emotion.
Oh gosh. Oh, reminders of him made me cry. Oh my gosh, for Nicole. And I soft DNF'd The Night of Many Endings as I thought it would make me cry. Oh my
I'm gonna
gosh.
have to read reminders of him. It's on my physical TBR, but I haven't got to it yet.
Yeah,
it's
or
really
even like Night of Many Endings. That looks good too. I am not saying I'm not gonna read her again. There are books I want to read, but that is just way too much emotions for a book. That's so funny. I cried for 10 minutes straight. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. Like, what is this book? Both of the books, to be honest. I need to pick a new reading vlog idea. Yes, we support it. If you even want to just add in the comments ideas, and we can be like, that sounds great, or whatever, give us options so I can choose my next read. Yeah, it is always fun when you kind of choose a theme, like a couple books that might be around the same kind of thing, which I haven't done. I'm usually just like,
But if anyone has any video ideas at all, I need video ideas. Let me know.
Yeah, let us know what are your favorite videos on YouTube. I'm always like, this isn't helpful for any of us because I don't think any of us are interested in doing it. But I always find it very therapeutic to watch people do unhaul videos. I don't know why. I just find it very therapeutic.
Yeah, I like watching them, but like I unhaul books like all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like 3 books here, 3 books there. It's like, and then I just always just don't save them for video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I wouldn't like I don't really think about it, especially if I'm selling on Pango, because fortunately in the US we have that and that kind of thing. I don't think to like, let me save these for the next time I have a pile, because I don't think I do that frequently enough. But yeah, I agree, Tina. I have taken a break from Colleen Hoover as well. Yeah, that sounds good. When I was reading Reminders of Him, I was sobbing so hard my dad knocked on my door and was like, "Are you throwing up?" Oh no. Oh gosh. Oh yeah. Laura says I'm too indecisive. Listen, Laura, you have good company. I think we all suffer from that too. It's always tough, like, to try to think of content. But the last book that made me this upset, as I am with Outlander, was the third book in the 365 Days trilogy. I read the books as they came out in English, and it didn't have a happily ever after. Isn't that horrible when it's like a series too? Both Reminders of Him and Night of Many Endings are both on KU. Thanks, Nicole. That's great. So if anyone has a KU and they're in the mood for a good cry, that's literally like what we're advertising right now. Like, these books sound so good because they will be emotionally damaging. Yay! I was obsessed with the series and was so excited for book 3, but the main couple of the series didn't end up together, and I was so distraught. Oh my gosh. Isn't that, can you imagine like an author like being like, I know what I'm going to do? I mean, I guess if it makes sense for the characters, but it's just like you're asking for like your fans to be so upset. I love unhaul videos. Me too, Celeste. Isn't it just is really nice, even if like we don't participate in doing them. Like, I don't unhaul super frequently, but seeing someone else like rid themselves of that kind of pressure, especially when they know that they're not going to read it, then it's like, you know what? Yes, let's give these books another life, another home somewhere else. Like, I think that's actually just better for everyone. And I think the author would appreciate that too. Because then they can actually find the audience they, deserve. I like unhauling books and bookshelf decorating videos. Oh, yes. Yeah. The bookshelf decorating too. Or like just bookshelf tours, like seeing where people
Yes, I love bookshelf tours.
I also like book rec videos. Oh yeah, like where it's like you're looking for a certain trope or a theme, and then
I have a romance recommendations video that I filmed that I need to do. I've edited, but I need to do the thumbnail and then post that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what other recommendation videos do you want? Camilla, let us know.
Yes, exactly. Totally. Let us know what you're interested in. Turns out the author did not have her DMs open on Instagram. Oh my gosh, this just went dark. The amount of messages I would have sent. Oh my gosh, no wonder. Of course, we're like, I'm not letting
That's
anyone
probably why
contact me.
they didn't have their DM.
Yeah. And thanks, Nicole. Nicole is so lovely and reminding everyone to give this a thumbs up. I always forget to do that. I really do appreciate it. It lets people know that we're streaming and kind of encourages the algorithm and everything. So thanks, Nicole, so much. Also, Nicole streams all the time. She is like, for those in the Northern Hemisphere, it's Sundays and Thursdays. For those in the Southern Hemisphere, it's Mondays and Fridays. So again, we literally everyone here, Brooklyn does too, Sarah does. Just like if you need sprints, we have them everywhere. But we've reached the end of the comments. On that note, let's do another sprint. We'll go for 45. That'll hit us at 11, and then we can kind of like decide if we want to do another one and whatever we're gonna do. But yeah, okay. See everybody in 45. Hello, everybody. Welcome
Hello.
back. How did everybody do? This is all I have left. Such a little amount. I'm definitely going to finish it tonight. And I feel like I'm destined to give this series 5 stars every single time. I just love it so much. How did you do, Sarah?
I read, how much did I read? 52 pages, and I added up all the new book submissions. We're at 96 book submissions total for Beachathon.
Oh
So there was I had to add up 16 or 18 new ones. So I did that and read 52 pages.
Nice.
That is crazy. It's so I can't believe it's been not even it's been a little bit more than a week, almost 2 weeks, and we're already almost 100 books altogether.
I know. I thought no one would join. I thought there'd be no books, but a lot of people have joined and have been reading a lot, which is good.
That's so fun. Yeah, that's so cool. Brooklyn, how did you do?
Good. I finished editing my video and then I watched the amazing Readathon announcement video and I've joined Team Yellow,
Yahoo!
because I just feel like their book, because I looked at everyone's favorite books and I was trying to find similar people that like the same things as me. And I found Yellow was the most, and they had not as many people as well, which doesn't really matter with the adding up and everything. But yeah, I kind of spent that whole time watching that video trying to understand all the stuff. I was overwhelmed, but it looks so good, and I'm in awe of Brie for doing this. That is amazing to figure out, and the logistics of everything, and yeah, it's going to be really good. So I'm excited to join. Thanks for letting me know. I don't know how I missed it. All those people I follow, and I just don't know how I missed that.
Yeah, I know. Well, honestly, the nice thing is it doesn't even start until August. So I think that, of course, makes sense why Bree's kind of I think the announcement video was July 1st or something. And so she's really giving people time to have the word spread, let people know what's going on. And I'm pretty sure that's Neva, right? Neva's Team Yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Awesome. That's really fun. I love how everyone's doing different things. I was trying to think of what color covers I have currently in my mind. But you know what? You know how there's challenges there's gonna be challenges open every week. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them was read a book by one of your team captains or something like that. So it makes sense that you might strategize to be people who like what I like, I'm more likely to kind of pick it up.
Yeah, and you get I also reading host favorites, but do they have to be your team, or is it like Readathon where it can be anybody?
I'm not sure. It said there was one thing where you get extra points if you read a host's favorite book.
Oh,
yeah, but Readathon, you could read any of the hosts, no matter what team it counted. So I'm wondering if it's the same.
Yeah, it might just be bonus points if it's your, depending on how the form looks and everything. I could see because it'd be why limit it to just your team, because everyone has so many different favorites, and I think every genre is represented. So that would be really fun if it just was it doesn't really matter which captain, just read someone's. I ended up watching Maggie's books and stuff for the romance readathon, and that does look really fun too. So I might have to do both at the same time. I don't know which team I'm going to join, but these events are so cool and they're so intricate, and everyone's taking the time to make them that you want to participate, just because for instance, Sarah, you're so excited that it's successful, and so I want to participate and make it extra successful for the other people who are doing their readathon. So I love it. Where were we? Oh, you know what? I'm really glad. So Nicole brought up something that Brooklyn, you can also hype about. I am hanging out with Brooklyn on Saturday for 24-hour sprints. Tell us why Nicole is so excited about this.
So it's Neva's 24-hour sprinting event again, and she's doing it how we did it last month, where I think it's 6 different booktubers hosted on their channel. So instead of it just being all Neva for 24 hours, just on her channel, she joins us on each of ours. And last month it was like really fun, and it was like really successful because everyone kind of got to go, and Neva joined like all of them. I don't think she slept that much anyway, but I think it was a lot more fun for her because she didn't have to like just speak the whole time. So but yeah, we'll be doing lots of reading, and Nicole is joining me on my ones because there were like extra people, so we've decided to like add them to with each other. But yeah, I've got the video scheduled, so you can either go to Neva's or any of the other hosts, and I've got like all of them linked down below in the description. So yeah, it will be really good. My one starts at like, I think it's 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is like 2 p.m. for me and Nicole. But yeah, the other one, I don't know what time it starts. Maybe like 12 p.m. on Friday or something like that.
Yeah, it's like 12 p.m. to 12 p.m. for Northern Hemisphere, like US Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like I think you're technically the 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. spot. So if anyone in the Northern Hemisphere, if you just like want to stay up and like do something. And I think also Neva did this last time. She did like a playlist. So if you go to Neva's page, then you can at least like, if for some reason you don't want to stay up for 24 hours, but you want to make your way to eventually watch them all, she has them for everybody, which is really nice of her.
Yeah.
So yes, yay, another reason to support and follow everybody who's participating today. Yahoo! Finished my book. Congratulations, Storm. Woohoo! And you liked it, which is honestly, that's better, right? It's only so exciting to finish a book unless you didn't like it. So Zach says, Clara and the Sun was the last one that made me cry. So yeah, these comments must have come in right before we went to Sprint. I read that one, but for me, this is by Katsuo Ishiguro, if anyone's wondering who wrote this. And for me, I actually think I preferred Never Let Me Go. So Zach, I'd like to know what your thoughts are if you've read more than one book by that author. And Claire on the Sun is really good, but I actually thought Never Let Me Go was a bit more emotional. So who knows, maybe I'm like weird. But yeah, that one was a really good one too. Camilla says, I finished my book. I gave it 4 stars. Yay! I will start We'll always have summer in the next sprint. Lovely. And we are going to do one more. So we'll be doing one more sprint because these lovely ladies have been kind enough to join me for one more. Shayna says, hello, welcome. You're new here. Yeah, so great. Welcome. Make sure that you also subscribe to Sarah Y, and Brooklyn for Brooklyn Reads, because they both do reading sprints too. So yeah, spread the love and, get a lot of productivity done. You are reading Lillian Jackson Braun's The Cat Who Could Read Backwards. I love her cozy mysteries. Well, you have found the right place. A lot of people here in the comments and who are here on screen enjoy mysteries and cozy mysteries too. I'm also working on my Walmart order. All right, yes, a mixture of reading and productivity. The Cat Who Could Read Backwards, I know that that's a part of like a specifically kind of cat cozy mysteries, and I've been meaning to try it because I'm a cat person myself. Jessica reached 21% in Fourth Wing. I'm having some squeals over here, LOL, in a good way.
Good to hear.
My gosh. That's really exciting. And that's kind of exciting for Brooklyn because you've got the audiobook. It'll be interesting to kind of see the difference in your thoughts of audio, like if it enhances it too. Yeah. So Tina read about 15 pages and things got significantly worse and then significantly better. What a whirlwind. Oh my gosh. I guess it's better that it went that way than the opposite.
Yeah.
You suddenly got another high and then another low. Oh my gosh. This book is putting you through the ringer. Celeste, I logged my finished book and started the last word. Woohoo! 20 pages in, and it's creepy. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I hope it's the kind of creepiness that you really like. When you're like, oh, I hope it gets darker and like just atmospheric. That's what I like. Hello, Christina. Good evening. Welcome. Joined last sprint. Read some chapters recorded for books. Yes, for Dolphins yesterday. Yahoo! Yeah, Christine, I'm not sure if you were here, but Sarah was just kind of giving us an update saying that we're like, as a collective, both teams, we have almost logged 100 books altogether. That is so cool. I love that. Nicole says, Neva will be happy. She is team yellow. Yes. Meanwhile, Nicole is team blue. I love that. I love that everyone's just different colors. It's kind of nicely spread out for sure. Storm read 3 chapters in The Book of Life by Deborah Harkness. That's another author that I know a lot about, but I haven't read anything by her. And 55% into it. So you're halfway. Everything's pretty substantiated in regards to the plot and the setting. I hope you're enjoying it. Zach got to 80-ish% in Shady Hollow. I think it has spring vibes, but it would be fine any season. Well, that sounds good. I love that. Okay. But spring, that's actually a really fun season too, because everything's blooming. The forest is probably like coming back to life after the winter. That actually sounds perfect for that. And then that's also like cozy kind of forestry creature mystery, if anyone's interested in that. Specifically, since we just welcomed Shayna, you might be interested in Shady Hollow because that's another cozy mystery, but with like kind of woodland creatures. And that's a series that definitely at least 2 or 3 books have been published in that one. Zach, you can let me know if you've looked into the series a bit more. Last month, I didn't really get to participate in the 24-hour sprints. This month, I should be able to participate. Yeah. Don't worry, Tina, I got you. We don't want you to dissipate. So I think it's definitely going to start off on Neva's channel as well. So 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. So if anyone they just want to know which channel to start with, you can start with Neva's. And then I'm pretty sure every time you kind of like the person introduces the next person to go into. The last time I was the last leg, so I just kind of arrived and then I was just like, I'm here. But I thought I was going to be busy and I kind of am. I have like an event on Saturday, so I'll probably be popping in the comments to various people. We'll see if I want to stay up late enough and I'll say hello to Brooklyn and Nicole. So I hope to see you all there. Zach says, that's the only Ishiguro I've read for now. Yeah, if I were you, I would try Never Let Me Go. The only reason why I'm recommending it is because it's the only other one I've read by Ishiguro. I know that there's the one that has like the word giants in the title, and a lot of people talk about that one. But yeah, I really liked that. I ended up teaching that one in as like to a class, and everyone seemed to really like it. It was really good. Nicole saying hello to Christina. I love it. Christina saying hello back. I'm good, thank you. How are you? Oh, everybody's so nice. Everyone's friends. I love it. It's a reread. The All Souls trilogy is one of my favorites. I want to be one of those people who reads like a series that I love and rereads. I've never reread anything in a series before. I'm not a huge rereader, but like I want to become one because when you like love a book and it's 5 stars and you're just like, why haven't I reread this? That's why I want to own these because I feel like graphic novels are going to be easier to reread as well.
Yeah, I feel like I rewatch so many things. Like I've watched The Vampire Diaries like 20 times.
Too many times.
And then I like never reread books. Like I don't know why. It just seems so much more of an effort. And I think because I have so many books I need to read, so it's like I feel bad for not doing
TBR
that.
is just so good.
Yeah,
the TBR, because then you're like buying books and you're staring at them and you're like, I don't have time to backtrack. Like it feels like you're backtracking.
Yeah, it's like I need to read the ones I buy. Like,
and especially because like with TV, we just have so many streaming services, things on YouTube, other things on television that it just, you don't physically have it. I feel like it'd be different if you were like, oh, I've got these TV shows that I already put money into and I'm going to, I guess it doesn't make sense because we technically put money into like streaming services that we pay for, but it's just a distant payment, we're not thinking about it. Whereas the books in front of us, we feel guilty. But yeah, that's really interesting. And it's just easier. It's like you said, it's a less of a time commitment. I can watch an hour and then walk away versus if I'm rededicating myself to a book that, depending on how long it takes, how long, it takes for me to be reading it, could be like a 10-hour commitment to finish a book versus, and you can't just like kind of walk away. I feel like if you start a book, you want to finish it versus it's not like you finish a series in one day. You're like, I'll come back to it, whatever. But Just reading up a storm. Oh my gosh, yeah, reading up a storm. I should have known that was gonna happen. I mistyped my phrase. I said I should have known that. I should have known that. So I can't even like autocorrect my brain apparently. Shana, I love rereading books. I've reread Harry Potter, The Cat Who, that series, which you're doing right now, kind of. But is that Rita Mae Brown's series for that? Because I know she has a cat series as well. Goodness. I thought that we were going to be speeding through this, and I was like, okay, now we're just going to be wasting time, and now, oh my gosh. Okay, so Mrs. Murphy Mysteries, so many times. See, Rita Mae Brown's another cozy mystery author that I should have read because she's basically prolific at this point, but I haven't. My plan is to reread books later in life, so after I retire. Oh, yeah, Nicole, that totally makes sense. Yeah, it's almost like, you know what? I've got time to reread like when I die, I guess. I don't know. Like now's not the time. I totally feel that. Especially retirement, yeah, you're not busy, you're not doing other things. Whereas, yeah, it seems like a bit more stressful to reread when that shouldn't be the case because you loved it before. I think I'm also always afraid that I'm going to, like, what if I have different feelings about a book that I loved and it's not as amazing as I thought? And like that happens, but it's just like, no. Well, I just recently started becoming a little more of a rereader. I used to not be, but I am finding out I can't remember anything. Oh my God, same. I have like the worst memory. I gave a book to a friend and she was reading it in front of me and she's like, oh, look at this. And she was showing me that one of the characters' names was Leandra. And I was like, what? There's a character named Leandra in that book? And she's like, yes, you read it. I'm reading your copy. You don't remember? And I was like, how is that something I forgot? You don't, like, I character with my name every day. And I was like, this is really embarrassing. Anyway. I don't often reread, but when I do, it's normally favorites over and over. Yeah, totally. I could totally see. That's the thing. Is like I feel like maybe if I read more kind of cozy comfort, you know how there's like cozy fantasies and like cozy sci-fi and everything now. I feel like those could be ones. Like I'm not gonna reread a book that tore my heart apart. Like, you know how we just talked about sad books? I'm not gonna reread that to make me cry again. That's just not gonna happen. I reread some books all the time. I read the Practical Magic series everywhere. Oh my gosh, that's a really fun. If you can like kind of make it seasonal, it's like a fun tradition. And I have read Outlander, the first one, 3 times. Hey, Tina, would you reread this book multiple times? Because you're currently reading it. I mean, at the moment, you are going through some emotional like damage at the moment, but it's fine. And you rewatch the shows too. Yeah. Yeah. Rewatching shows is just, that's totally my like bread and butter. My books are part of my superannuation plan. What even is that? Superannuation? What a word. Did you make that up?
No, it's when you retire, you get like paid all the money that you've been putting aside for what do you guys call that when you retire?
Oh, I guess like there's
Pension.
Social Security and then there's like your 401k
Pension,
or your
right?
Roth IRA.
I don't
Is that kind
know.
of
Maybe, I'm not sure, but it's like when you retire and you've been putting aside all this money when you work every
Yeah,
like
is
shift and
pension.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And then you get
pension like that.
pension. Yeah, that's
Yeah, okay. I
basically
think that's like maybe the more general term.
Yeah.
Learning things. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I was gonna say I literally was 100% gonna be like, I could see Nicole making that up, for herself. I was like superannuation annual. I was like, I don't know. I was
No,
like, it
it
sounds
is a
great
real
though.
thing.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. That's so funny. I love rewatching my Korean and Chinese dramas. Oh my gosh, you know what's great? So K dramas are great, and that was like my gateway into Turkish dramas. Every episode is literally like a movie. It's genuinely like 2 hours every episode, and it puts you through the ringer. But that actually, I need to get back into those. Those were great. There are 4 Shady Hollow books, but it sounds like each one takes place in a different place. Oh, that's really interesting. Some books or shows are just a comfort, so redoing them is relaxing and cozy. I fall in love with the characters, and then they're like family. I still cry at the same spots too. Oh my gosh, yeah. I think it would be the pull of the characters. Like if I adored a character, I don't even, I think that's definitely what would pull me. Hello, Brittany. Welcome. I know you're heading to bed. You just finished your own reading sprint. That's a great reminder. If people are looking for more people who do reading sprints, Brittany does them every Tuesday, actually. And Brittany and I are doing our own Ice Planet Barbarians sprints, not this coming Saturday, because obviously that's the 24-hour, readathon hosted by Neva. But the following Saturday, we're going to do 8 hours where we do Ice Planet Barbarians. But you guys can read whatever you want. And it's 4 hours on her channel, 4 hours on mine. So it's just a really good time. But yeah, thanks for popping in. Good night. Good night, Brittany. I know it's like an hour later for her even than like myself. So I have so many books I want to reread, but I have like triple the amount of my TBR. That's exactly what it is. It's just there's too many. There's too many that you own, that you already want to read. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that it feels like you're almost wasting time rereading sometimes. My rereading has been for teaching mostly. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Like making sure you're kind of the expert on what you're teaching your students. I'm going to have to reread. There's 2 books that I'm teaching next semester that I'm like, okay, I do definitely have to reread them so that I remember what's going on, because one of them I read years and years ago. There is lots of emotions and bad things in Outlander, but the good parts make up for it. That's great. Honestly, that totally makes it worth it then. Perfect. Pension. There we are. Thank you. Thanks, Storm. People, I always think it's funny. They're probably like, what is going on? Like, please, there's this one word. Why does nobody know it? I will probably re-listen to the Mystic Bayou series lots. I laughed and cried to those. Oh my gosh. Actually, that's something I've thought about is like not rereading books that you love, but listening to them on audiobook. Like finding them like on Libby or Hoopla and then like seeing if it's fun to relive them listening to them, because I feel like that adds another dynamic and it doesn't feel like you're maybe reading them as much. It adds a different texture, but anyway, it's a real thing, LOL. I am self-employed, so we do not have a large one. So, okay, my craft supplies and books are part of my superannuation plan. Okay, yeah, because like I have a Roth IRA here, which is pretty much similar to like 401k pension, where you would kind of like you're adding money and hopefully it adds interest enough, the markets go well enough where by the time I want to retire, I have it. But yeah, like I think the idea is more so with a 401k, that would be associated with your place of work. But I don't really know if in my career it'd ever really be, that. So Roth IRA is a bit more flexible, and people who are like self-employed kind of lean that way anyway too. I have read 95 books this year. Nicole, that is crazy. And I can't remember all of them. So I figure if I can reread books, it will be like I have not read them. Oh, totally. The more books you read, I think the worse memory you have for books. Like when I was younger, I used to think like, how do people not remember books? This doesn't make any sense. Of course, you should remember them. And then with every passing year, I get worse and worse because you're just adding them to the filing cabinet in your mind. That is a way to do it. Yeah, exactly. That's so funny. Okay. Well, just so everybody knows, this is going to be our last sprint. I'll make sure to add it to the banner. So in case people don't realize it. With that said, don't forget to make sure that you are subscribed to these 2 lovely ladies. It's also totally still time to participate in Beachathon if you're interested. You can log all of the books that you've read this month. If you're interested in knowing what that's about, Sarah has a great announcement video on her page. We'll do 30 minutes as well, just because it's getting late for everybody and, we want to be able to go off on our day. So I am going to spend a little bit of time changing this. You're going to see behind the green curtain a little bit to see it how it works. Make sure that worked. Lovely. And we will see everybody in 30 minutes. If you've got to go, no worries. Just drop a goodbye so that we know that you have gone to bed or whatever. And yeah, we'll see everybody in 30 minutes. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. That was our final sprint. I hope everybody did well. How did you all do? I hope you're still enjoying your books. I am so close to the end, like pages, but it's fine. When we end the sprint, I'm going to finish Lore Olympus Volume 4. I'm going to obviously give it 5 stars. It is great. Sarah, how did you do?
I read 8 pages of my book and then a lot of fan fiction.
I love it. That was great. How about you, Brooklyn?
I actually decided to start Fourth Wing because I looked on my Libby app and it actually expires in 3 days. I thought I had 3 weeks, but I must have read that wrong.
Oh,
So
no.
I gotta finish that like now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm very inspired to read it now that everyone's saying it's like actually good, and the reviews on Goodreads are like really good. But just some people that I've seen don't like it. But so far it's okay. It's very like dystopian YA vibes, like Divergent, Hunger Games. But so far it's good, yeah. And I feel like I'm just like in the mood to listen to an audiobook and do things around the house and maybe play my Switch and stuff, like not really just sit down and read kind of mood. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, well that's really exciting. I'm glad that you're like kind of intrigued by it. I genuinely have no idea what Fourth Wing has anything to do. Like I don't know anything about the synopsis. I just know that I'm assuming there's dragons because of the cover and because of the spine on the other ones. But yeah, with Libby, it's always so tough because, you know, I think you sometimes accidentally can only say 14 days. Like at the beginning, I used to do that. And I was like, no, you could get 21. And then you just, it warns you that you have 3 days left. And then suddenly you feel like the only thing you can do is listen for like the next time. I don't know where we were at. Did we get to this? I've tried audiobooks, but I can't get into them the same as I do for physical reading. What classes do you teach, Leandra? Oh, good question, Shayna. So this coming fall, I'm going to be an adjunct instructor. So I'll be teaching college writing for freshmen or incoming students. And then I also am going to be teaching this kind of like lower level literature course that's going to be in detective fiction, which I'm very excited for. So it'll be mysteries, and the two kind of main books we'll be reading beyond just a bunch of short stories that start from the Victorian era and move to modern day. One of them is going to be Colson Whitehead's The Intuitionist. And then just for fun to kind of get people interested in like different types of mysteries, that one's kind of like multiple genres in one. It's alternate history. It was Colson Whitehead's first book, which people kind of don't think about very often. I think it deserves way more, brilliance and awards, but it's fine. And then the other one, just to keep students interested, I'm doing a graphic novel, and it's Black Sad, if anyone's heard of that one. And it's kind of like, it's modern, but it's a translation, and it's set in like the 40s, 50s vibes. There's like zoomorphism involved. It's really fun. So yeah, thanks for asking. I hope people thought that was interesting, but I enjoy it. Not to mention I'm old too. No, you're not, Nicole. How dare you? You are not old. Old is but a number, but a mentality. No, you are wise beyond your years even, let's say. How long is Beachathon? Yeah, so Christina had asked about this, and then Nicole was very quick to respond, saying it was the full month of July, which I really appreciated because, I wanted to make sure I had responded as well. But if I hadn't have noticed it, then it would have been like, 30 minutes not knowing the answer, and so it would have felt really bad. Cool. The book I am on now is taking a while, but I have a stack of them to return to the library, and I want to have them all count. Yes, I know. Isn't it always, it feels as if like library reads, we were just talking about this with Brooklyn in regards to you having only 3 days left with your, I have an audiobook that I've been listening to for those cozy fans, the cozy mystery fans. It's Tamara Berry's most recent publication, Murder Off the Books. Can I get close enough where it's not too bright? And it's the third book in this cozy mystery series. That's the by the book mysteries. It follows like
I read
this
the
thriller
first one,
writer.
but I own the second one.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. I had so much fun with it. And now third book I just got on Libby. I didn't just get it. I got it a couple weeks ago. And now I only have like 4 days to listen to it as well. So that's why I started it. So we're all on the same page with our physical and like digital borrows. I was like that with audiobooks too, Shayna. But then I started speeding them up, and that helped me. And sometimes I read along with the audio. Yeah, those are great tips. One, a lot of times people don't realize that you can speed it up beyond one-time speed. I, at the lowest, am usually at 1.25, and then as I get used to the voice, I go up higher and higher and higher. For this one, I immediately started at 1.5 speed because I'm used to the narrator's voice for this series, but yeah, and immersive reading is smart too. I don't know if either of you have ever done that, but it's really fun because then you're hearing the voice while reading, and it's great. Good night, Camilla. Thanks so much for being here. I'm sure you're already in bed. I hope you're already in bed and dreaming about all the books that you will read next. Heather, hello, welcome. I'm so sorry that you arrived so late. I hope you're at least able to kind of enjoy some of the reading sprints. Why did I think it was a children's education about sea creatures? Oh no, no, we're so sorry. I wish we were. No, we're not. We're not educational in any way. Eyes purple crying. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Dolphins versus crabs. Yep, that's what's going on here. On crabs, then. Yes. Welcome to the crabs team. Our host, Sarah, she is, of course, being the mermaid that does not choose sides. We respect it. Meanwhile, Brooklyn and I are on the Dolphins team. I want to save the crabs. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. This is kind of sad that we probably next time maybe next year we can do like some educational things about like sea creatures. I don't know. Sarah, this is on you. You're the host. So don't want to put any words in your mouth. I didn't try speeding them up. Yeah. But I did try different genres. I think what really bothers me is when it's one reader trying to do a range of voices, but you can just tell it's not. Yeah. I'm going to try Dawn Kurtagitz, Kurtagitch, and The Trees Crept In this fall because a friend recommended it. I will try speeding it up if I don't like it. Yeah, and you can always kind of look in to see if there's like multiple audio readers. Sometimes they'll have like a list that for instance, like romances often can have like two perspectives. And depending on the author, depending on the book, they might have like a narrator for like the woman character, a narrator for the, man character, or if it's obviously like a queer sapphic romance or something, whatever the case is. So maybe that can help you kind of differentiate things. What I kind of started off with, because I was nervous about audiobooks and kind of listening to a book that I'd want to physically read, I kind of chose books that weren't super on my radar, weren't like 5-star expectations, weren't, books that I was dying to physically read, just being like, well, if it's not good, I can just stop it, whatever. Or if I'm enjoying it, it doesn't. So maybe choose books that you don't feel super like dedicated to just for the beginning. Does anyone know how to be an anime cartoon voice artist? Honestly, that's a good question. I have no idea. I'm always fascinated about voice narrators and how they get into that. I'm assuming they start off as like actors or like voice actors. But that would be really cool. Yeah. Heather is new here as well. Welcome. Because you're new, if you ended up enjoying the idea of productivity and reading sprints, I encourage you to consider subscribing to myself, to Brooklyn, to Sarah, because honestly, all three of us do reading sprints and things like this. We're just doing this for Beachathon this particular time, and that's because it's a readathon. You know the drill. But yeah, I'm glad that you had fun. I'm sorry again that you came under false pretenses. That was not my intention. Not fun books, but crying over math books. I'm sorry. That's totally okay. You were being productive, which is also very helpful. Why is everyone here so quiet? You may have come during a quiet time, but thanks for keeping the chat going. We appreciate it. Read about 12 pages. Nice job, Tina. You know what? That was probably Heather, when you came in, we probably were all still sprinting, and so people were off reading and doing things. It's all, that makes sense. Read about 30 pages, very nice. Zach finished Shady Hollow. It was my 95th book of the year. I'm giving it 3.5 stars, mostly because I solved the mystery very early on. Totally understandable. I still want to read it because it does seem like very cozy, fun vibes. And Zach, you and Nicole are both at like 95, I think, at the moment. You guys are crazy impressive. Yeah. You are putting all of us to shame, genuinely.
Yeah, I'm only at 81.
Oh my, 80 only? What are you saying? Sarah!
I'm only at 40. I'm like dying.
Yeah, I'm let me see here. I'm at 55. I got to 50 at like the end of June, which I was very excited about. But I have done a lot of like a few graphic novels. I just tried my first manga this year, and I do a lot of audiobooks now, so that's probably pretty much why. Do they read our chat? Yes, we do. We read your chat. Hi, Heather. I took a break and only read about 17 more pages. Yeah, that's totally fine. I feel like sometimes a sprint has to just be unwinding and relaxing away from what you're reading. Shayna, detective fiction. That is very interesting. It is very interesting. Sorry, what was the title author of the books you are teaching? Yeah, so one is The Intuitionist, and that's by Colson Whitehead. You probably know him better for like The Underground Railroad or maybe Harlem Shake, those kind of books. But I think The Intuitionist is his best. That's my favorite so far. And then the other one was Black Sad. I believe that one of the authors is Canales, is his last name. But it's got like this big black cat face on the cover. And it's a pretty fun, kind of gritty, hard-boiled noir book. I loved Fourth Wing Audio. Okay, that's good. I thought her voice was perfect for the character, even though she sounded like she had allergies sometimes. Have you noticed that, Brooklyn?
I haven't, but now I probably will.
Yeah. Her voice just sounded like she knew what it was like to live with
Yeah, that's
physical
why I
pain.
want to read it.
Yeah.
What?
Because like I'm looking, if anyone knows any disability books, because I have mental health issues and chronic pain. So if anyone, I love reading books with a good representation. So I really want to read Fourth Way.
Yeah, sounds like it does represent it pretty well.
That's so interesting. Again, like I said, I didn't know anything about this book, but now I'm even more intrigued because that is representation I think we need more of. And it's also tough when I think like we need people who like do experience mental health, who do experience chronic pain to like write about those characters, because like obviously those who are experiencing it, like you, for instance, Sarah, would probably be able to tell if someone knows what they're talking about, if they're creating a character with that or not. So yeah. Now I'm really intrigued. Do they read our chat? Yes. Sorry, I don't know if I might have clicked on the same one.
No, I think she said it multiple times.
Okay. Anyway, I started filming the quilt blocks. Oh, lovely. Very nice. Yahoo. Look for an ensemble of narrators. Yeah. A good example that's kind of like a thriller. You know, Lucy Foley, she wrote like The Guest List and The Hunting Party. I did end up listening to The Hunting Party on audio just because I was like, oh, something to do. And there's like 5 or 6 characters. Each of them have a different like voice narrator attached, and you get different voices. Like there's an Irish character, I think 2 Scottish characters, a bunch of English characters. So of course they all have different, and each person is literally read by a different person. So that might be like a kind of fun, like I thought it made it a more kind of textured audiobook, like I was listening in on a play or something. So yes, subbed immediately as a thank you so much. Yeah, we really appreciate it. And again, Brooklyn and Sarah are both booktubers as well. I started listening to books that I have read before, so I knew the story. Then I was finding new books. I don't get into the books as much as I do with physical books, but I am getting used to it more. Yeah. And Christina, that actually makes a great point for Shayna too, because we kind of talked about this before, but yeah, like maybe just try audiobooks where you already know you love the book, and then they can kind of help you almost like a practice run, like getting used to the narration speed, the characters, that kind of thing. But if you're kind of sensitive to voices, then yeah, that might have to be, you might have to find the narrators you like, like I've already found a few narrators that I like that I'll re-listen to, and I'll click on their names to see what else they're reading aloud, and then I'll choose a book because I know that I can like trust the narrator to like give me what I need. I didn't know you all read the chat. Yes. No. Oh my gosh. Don't apologize. It's totally fine. It was more so I just didn't know if I was like clicking things because you can't tell because I'm not clicking on them from YouTube. We're clicking them from like the StreamYard, and sometimes it glitches and things. So yeah, don't even worry about it. That's so funny. Of the 95 that I have read, 48 have been off my shelf. Oh my gosh.
Oh, amazing.
Genuinely. But with my last haul, I think I replaced them. Yeah, it happens. Honestly, I think that's the goal, that the number you read, is keeping up with what you're replacing. So that's really impressive. That's like almost half of what you read. That's so impressive. That's not what my percentage is. We're not going to get into it. I know my name's Landra the TBR 0. We're not going to get into it. Tina, I read 106 so far. Yes, woohoo! You've got to be so close to that end now. I'm sure it's going to be so fun when you're on the reading sprints for the person who recommended it. I hope that they have a great chat with you about it. Main character of Fourth Wing does have a physical disability, but some keep trying to protect her. Oh, interesting. So it's almost like they maybe have, like they underappreciate or underexpect her abilities. Like they think that they have to protect her when she can protect herself. Instead of letting her try and see what she's capable of. Yeah, that's really fascinating. And this is a part of the series, isn't it? People have already been talking about book 2 when it comes out. Okay, cool. A book called The Curious. Oh my gosh, I know this. It's The Curious. What is it? The Curious. Is it The Curious Case? I think you were meant to type The Curious Case. Oh yeah,
maybe.
The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. Yeah, I read that actually. And it was really interesting. It has autism representation. Yeah, that's like a really good one. I also know that, is it, for instance, the Bride Test, or is that by Huang? I know that that's a romance that also includes someone who has autism. But yeah, that one was really good. And I remember I read that years ago. Thanks for bringing that up, Zach, because
Okay, well, I might have to read and see how much I relate to that because I have autism. So
yeah, it was really interesting and it was really thoughtful. I want to say that I don't know. I think that was one of the first clear books that I saw with representation on it, and I feel like I learned a significant amount. But it's also good just to have representation because people have various levels of like high functioning versus low functioning. So like that's also interesting to know too. But yeah, inspiring, cool. Yeah, definitely inspiring. She is. Nicole is our inspiration in regards to like getting your physical TBR done. Yeah, thanks everybody for being here. Yeah, anytime. I know it's kind of like a random Tuesday, but for me, random Wednesday for Brooklyn. Also still Tuesday for actually maybe it's not. Oh my gosh, for me it's not. It's Wednesday night or very early
I'm
morning.
in the past. It's still Tuesday.
Yeah, it's still Tuesday for you. I've reached like I am Sarah's future, and then Brooklyn's a little bit further in the future for both of us. So it's very interesting. Anyway, yeah, thanks everybody for being here. Yeah, we really appreciate it. I'll get through the last few comments, and then we'll call it a night/afternoon. There will be 7 books or maybe 6, something like that. That's insane for Fourth Wing. Oh my gosh! So you're dedicating yourself to a series. I try to pull from my physical shelf first, then I will pull from Kindle, then Audible. And if I have a physical book, I might see if a library has it. Yeah, honestly, I've done that where I'm trying to prioritize my physical TBR, but I'm okay with maybe listening to the audiobook. I'll borrow the audiobook so that I can like count it as reading something from my physical TBR. Thanks so much for these sprints. I was able to finish a book and start a new one. Yes, of course, Celeste. Thanks so much. I think this was like the first time you were here for my reading sprint, so I really appreciate that. There is a book called Wonder. That's so true. The boy has some face structure disability. And yeah, and I think that was like it adapted to a movie too, right?
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
Okay. I do that too. It helps so I can still get stuff done, even crocheting. Yeah. I do my dishes while I listen to audiobooks a lot. I do get chores done. Thanks for the sprints. I really appreciate you do these. Of course, Christina, thanks so much for being here and supporting us in the comments. In the book, they have a different part for each family character of that boy. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out because I hear about that book all the time too, but that's one that I haven't personally read. Yeah, so we've reached the end of the comments. I guess we will say goodbye. But yeah, thank you both for like joining me in person for this. This was really fun. Well, do either of you have any like events or anything else that we haven't like plugged yet? I know that it's the 24-hour sprints this coming weekend. I can't think
Not
of anything
really.
else.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling.
Just chilling.
Just trying to
People
film
are
something.
recording videos, editing videos, so just maybe like keep a lookout for that, I guess. I know, isn't it? Sometimes we have to enjoy not having any plans.
Yeah.
My son's school had read Wonder. Okay, that
Yeah,
makes
I read it at school in about like year 10 or something, and we did it in English, and it was really good.
gosh. Yeah. I like that because it's like also including a bit more modern reads too. Chatty from the Mad Chatter, I love that, has a lot of recs for disability. Check out her channel and Discord. Oh, awesome. Okay, definitely will. Yeah. I love it when we can like recommend different booktubers because like people have different knowledge and different, like books they
Yeah,
can
because
tell
like
us
the one
about.
I'm reading, it has fibromyalgia rep, which is good. And then the Bergman Brothers series by Chloe Leese, I've only read one of those, but they all have different representation.
Yeah, that's awesome. Especially because you know what it is? This month is Disability Pride Month. Here, at least in the United States. I don't know if it's like globally this month.
I think so. I think
Yeah, I
okay.
see.
I've heard some stuff, but yeah, it's hard to tell if it's like everywhere or just the US.
Yeah, isn't it? But oh man, I'm so glad that this like serendipitously became the topic because I just remembered that it was this month. So yeah, so if anyone is looking to like look into that, I'm sure there's a lot of lists on the internet coming out for this month too. Another book, 12 Hours. It is written by an Indian author about but English stories. Okay. Different stories. It's really nice. Awesome. Woohoo. Thanks for the recommendation, Heather. Good night, all. Yeah, good night, Shayna. Thanks for stopping by. It was so nice to meet you too. Yes, have a lovely night. Sweet dreams. Summer vibing right now. Yeah, same, Celeste. Just summer vibes. We can stress out about content and other things some other time. We have all year to do it and next year. So yeah, but okay, we're going to say good night and goodbye. But thanks everybody for being here.